we are in a predicament here. We are on the information internet highway on a platform called Blab, where it's about having a community get together and talk amongst ourselves about varying topics. So Jeff, I'm proud to have you here as well. Chris, I can't let you in just now because I need to keep an open seat. So Chris is part of a Thug Life coaching community.
So, oh my God, I'm part of Thug Life too.
And so is Robin.
Yes, Robin is definitely thuglifecoaches.com.
Right.
One of our newest members.
Right. And so I have noticed the last couple of days, I have been hosting a Blab that has been kicked off of the Blab site altogether. So Brittany is responded that right now the homepage is in the middle of big custom homepage changes, and while that's happening, the homepage is being curated. So when we reach out to people, there are certain Blab topics that we have to hide because they could push away potential users. Soon the homepage is going to look different for everyone. So can I ask you, Brittany, can you be seated and tell me exactly what I'm not allowed to put on the front page?
Yeah, please.
Because you know what? This week on the front page of Blab was Black entrepreneurs only, Blacks talking about Blacks, Christian hangout where they talked about other religions in a hateful way. Is Muslim a real religion or not? So what part of what I put up, was it the word sex? Was it the word stripper?
I can't be a part of any of those communities.
What community?
Like the ones you just mentioned.
No, but they're on Blab all day long. Let me find what one is, and I understand what you might not want the planet to see. But I got to tell you, let me see what I see that I find offensive. Well, I don't know if anybody else finds multi-level marketing and taking people for granted and selling bullshit.
See, and now that ends up being sorry to cut you off, Elise.
Please cut me off.
That is the most offensive piece to me.
Right.
Thinking, get a millionaire. Be like, dude, if you coach millionaires, that means you're a millionaire, right?
Right.
And if you're a millionaire, you can afford to hang out on Blab with us all day, I guess. I mean, that whole thing is a crock.
On the front page is Direct Sales Junkie. Meet Sylvia with Plexus. On the front page, what's the PR and what can it do for your business? On the front page is Team Prosper SCMD Smackdown and Updates. Starting a writers group with April Smith Carpenter. What else is on? New thoughts on finances, earn, save, invest with guest Diane Collins of Quantum Think. You guys, that's not right. I had a Blab about sex. It wasn't even a big deal Blab.
No.
There was nothing wrong with it. So I need to understand what the limitations are because I need to understand if I am part of the Blab community. Right? Because I asked specifically. I am not.
All right, it's time for diversity moment with Chris Weeks. You ready?
Go ahead, Chris.
Do it.
As a 100-day member.
No, I'm not.
What I've experienced.
Wait a second. No, I actually want to know, Sean. Please be seated. No, I do want to know. Please, I want real answers because I love transparency. I am grateful that you are here. Robin, I'm kicking you out.
Bye.
Awesome.
Hey, Sean, what's up? I am grateful that you're here. And Chris, you need to shh. So twice or three times.
You don't have to hush Chris. Chris is a good guy.
So 2 or 3 times this week, I've been kicked off the front page. You can't find me at all for different things. And if you were listening before, I've seen horribly hateful front page sites like, is Muslim a real religion or not? I've seen only black entrepreneurs allowed. So today I had Brandon on and I got him to take his shirt off, which was funny. And we talked about my girlfriend who had sex with her boss and And when I first came on, I asked specifically if it's XM or FM. I was told I was XM. And then I get kicked off the page, like off of Blab altogether. So explain to me what the parameters are, because I'm frustrated and I'm not happy.
Sure. So if you if you want to know like actually what the parameters are, there's a content policy. So I'm going to show you that, but I'm going to explain to you what happened in your case because I actually asked the moderator what happened and they told me. So um, two things that you got to understand if you want to know why. Right? Otherwise, you'll be pretty frustrated if it just seems like really arbitrary and you just don't know. And I get that. So in this case, I think your title was something along the lines of, if I remember correctly, it was like someone is stripping. Watch this person strip.
Right? It was
So
Brandon, right?
right.
For charity. It was Brandon
No,
strips
no, no.
for charity.
But if the title is "Watch This Person Strip," that's not going to be on the featured homepage, as you can probably understand, which is
That makes
like
sense.
a place where all different types of people, we have teenagers, adults, businesses, different people that come on the featured page. So that's not something that we want to portray as here's what Blab is for. It's to watch people strip. That's definitely not even allowed.
Wait, okay, so let me ask you this. When you put hashtag open bobs in the title all night long and they're not censored,
Right. So
that's
here's
okay.
the second thing to understand is it's humans doing this. We're not sitting there and like there's no algorithm that's magically trying to figure out what's good, what's bad. It's a human created moderator process. And yeah, we sleep. I go to bed. I gotta wake up. I gotta work. So if somebody's online at 2 a.m., maybe the moderators weren't there to see it. We're a startup. We don't have a staff that covers around the clock, around the globe type of blabs. So we do our best, but yeah, sometimes there are blabs that are inappropriate, and that's something we want to make sure is not featured on the homepage. But it's a human process. It's not something that we can actively be moderating 24/7 because we're trying to actually build the product and the platform as well, and we have lives, we eat, we do human things. So if you see something that's not congruent, the best thing I would say is, hey, let us know so that we can go take it down. Right? If you see something hateful, we're not trying to promote hateful things, then please let us know so we can take it down.
Okay, I understand that. So let me ask you this. When you see, which was on all day, is Muslim a real religion or not? You don't think that that's hateful?
Well, like I said, I'm not sitting here monitoring it all day, so that's not a question that I can answer. I have faith that our moderators are looking at things and trying to understand, is this a productive conversation that's happening, right? So is it well-reasoned or is it hateful? And so there are times where the title may say one thing and what's happening inside is another. And it sounds like that was your case where you guys were just having fun. I don't think, maybe you tell me if I'm wrong, but maybe somebody was stripping. I'm not sure what was actually going on in your blab, but you just got to know that the two things. One, we're trying to make it so that Blab is a place where there is not something hateful, no illegal content, no pornography or nudity. So those are things that will be removed, and things that are on the line. Sometimes the moderators will use their judgment and take it off the homepage because that's your first impression as a company that you're putting forward. And the other thing to know is,
so you think it's okay?
We're a beta product and we're a startup, and so our moderators are not going to be perfect all the time.
I understand that. I would say daily there's a show for Black entrepreneurs. Would you mind if I had a show for white entrepreneurs?
No, I would not necessarily.
I don't know that's not a good example. At least.
No, it is a perfect example.
And
it is, because when you go in there into the room, you're not welcome.
That is not true. I've never been in a black room or a white room I wasn't welcome based on.
I have.
Let me give you an example. There's meetups every day here in San Francisco called Women in Tech. It's to promote a underrepresented minority, and in that case, Black entrepreneurs, I'm guessing, is trying to represent a underrepresented minority. Now, if they're hateful, if they're saying, hey, any white person who comes in here is getting blocked or banned, then that is something we would take action on.
Okay, so for example, Will just said that Black people get kicked for not being Black. That is going on. I'm not saying this by myself.
Right.
So we know we have somebody else.
If that is the case, if you're being excluded from a blab based on any parameter like that, then that is stupid. And the people that are running the blab, you're not going to come. If I can have a Black Panther blab if I want, and I see you come in, you're more than welcome to join and partake. I think Hatrick and Ramsey spends all of his time in Black blabs. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Wait a second. You could put a Black Panther blab on the homepage, Sean? Or you do that? No, that's a question.
That was an example.
No, but that's a question.
So, Alice, the thing that you got to like...
Elise. Sean, it's Elise.
I'm sorry, Elise. The thing that I'm asking you to understand is that we do not create the content. We create the platform. What we try to do is create an environment where different types of content can succeed, that people can come and feel comfortable in a certain place. So we are relying on a group of moderators and users like yourself who are on the platform all the time to let us know when things cross the line. We've tried to outline in the content policy where that line is. It's always going to be subjective because it's a moderated process.
Sure. And so, how about, as opposed to, which I blab all the time, and I tell all of my 5,000 people on Facebook and all my other bullshit social media people about Blab, how about instead of kicking my ass off Blab, some of your team who's here all the time sends in the comments, question Elise, change your title. Or Elise, that's not working out. Or Elise, something, so I know that I've done something that's inappropriate. I don't even know if I'm off.
Sure, that's a good suggestion. And I think you've seen that has happened.
So I have a quick question, Sean.
Hey, Michael.
So going back to the whole like racial blab, I entered a blab that said Black business owners only. As soon as I entered, they told me that I either need to leave or I'm gonna get kicked because I'm not Black. At what point I said like, oh no, I'm just trying to like learn and see what the difference is between cultures and stuff like that. And they reported me and they kicked me out or whatever. So I came back as a +1 because I was kind of, what the hell happened? And when I went, pretty hateful speech of, that's why we don't want white people in this blab. Black business owners need to unite. Don't buy from white business owners. We need to bring back Black Wall Street. At what point I called like 4 other Black Americans into the blab room, and they agreed with me. They're like, that's pretty racist and that's pretty fucked up, and I think it's ignorant. At which point, later on the homepage, you guys push it up on the top header of the autoplay one, which I was confused. So I was like, it clearly is pretty racist. People of the same race are saying it's pretty racist, and I'm not even white. Technically, I'm Samoan and Italian. Well, I guess kind of Italian's white, but I think we're talking about like Caucasian Europe, you know? But to me, I think that's pretty racist, and it seems to be more of like promoting segregation on Blab rather than community.
Okay.
Really confused.
Here's the thing, Michael.
Wait, let Sean answer.
If you have situations like that, go ahead, Sean. I'm sorry. He's already explained that piece. No, he's already explained it. He said that they create a platform and they have real life moderators. If you see a situation like that that makes you uncomfortable, reach out to the moderator. We know that Brittany's on here all the time. We know the Black people are on here. Do it in real time. Don't come back a week later and say the Black people are out to get me. The Black people don't care about you, Mike.
At which point I did do that. So, I mean, that sounds great and all, but I did actually do that, and no one came.
And they put them on, and in response, they put them up on top, right? To celebrate and go against you. That's ludicrous, man.
I
agree with you. I agree with you that the content.
I didn't even say that. You're kind of assumptions. You just said if that happens in real time, call them to them or DM or whatever. I did do that. I didn't say that they did it as like a conspiracy theory against me. I'm saying what you just suggested, I did do, and I haven't back since then. And this is my opportunity because it's a topic that came up. So I'm like, oh hey, I'll bring it up, and I have reported it numerous times in the past.
Thank you.
So just
can you let Sean answer?
I'm against, like, if you want to come on Blab and.
Thank you, Michael. Can you let Sean answer for a second?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm not sure if there was a question. I appreciate the story, Michael, and I know that you've been in contact with us for a number of things, right? For bugs, for different suggestions and whatnot. The best place, so everybody who's here knows, and we're coming up with systems that this will be better, is Blab Gary is where the form is to actually report inappropriate blabs or users who are being hateful or trolling or those things, so that our moderator team can look into it. Because like I said, constant vigilance 24/7 of all blabs and actually going in and understanding the context of all blabs, that's damn near impossible for us.
Seriously?
I hope that as we grow as a company, we can do better at that. But we're a very, very small team, and we're trying to build a product and a platform. And so we're doing the best we can with essentially voluntary moderatorship. And so I posted the link in the chat there to Blab Gary, where it's a resource for users like yourself, Michael, who when you encounter something like that, that's where you can go and report it, and then we can take action. Now, it sounds like for what you're saying, that's unfortunate, and I apologize that that was your experience. But it's very hard for us to monitor all blabs at all times, and I just hope you understand that part.
I guess like my question was like, if what you said right now is kind of like a violation in terms of services that you guys created, and you guys say that you're like handpicking the header videos that autoplay, obviously someone on Blab team had to watch that content. From what I've been told by Blab, that you guys choose what goes up on top of the header. So I'm kind of confused as to like, we can't monitor everything, but you did monitor that Blab in order to put it up on the homepage. Somebody on Blab did see that, so I don't understand how it's kind of like that disconnect.
So Jordy asked Sean, why was my Blab removed from the page? Michael, I'm kicking you out.
Right. So to answer the question that I guess this this blab was about, um, from what I've heard from our moderators is that your title said, "Come watch somebody strip," or "This person is stripping," and so it was removed from the homepage because Blab is not a place for people to strip, and that's not what we want to feature to new users, to different, to for what we want on the homepage. Your Blab was not shut down, from what I understand. It was just removed from the homepage where we feature content that is appropriate and puts our best foot forward. That's not our best foot. So I hope that's a good explanation. One thing that I can say that we probably could have done better is we know that you're a regular user. You're not somebody who's coming here just to break things up. So that's where one of our moderators could have jumped into the chat and said, "Hey, Alex, you should," or say, "Hey, Elise, you should change your title, otherwise it's going to get removed from the homepage." Now, one thing I will tell you from experience is that doing that has not always resulted in the type of response that you would expect. Right? It sounds understandable. Okay, hey, I'll change my title. Instead, it's resulted in oh my God, we're being censored. Don't come in here and tell us what to do and all these things. So I can understand why moderators are hesitant to do that as well.
Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I just have a few thoughts. Kind of, I don't know if the word is defending what Sean is saying, but just kind of shedding some light on this. My guess is, I mean, Sean knows obviously the exact number, but there's potentially hundreds of thousands of people on here. That's a lot of people for a small team to manage. I think it's a little, not calling anyone immature, but I think as a whole, this conversation is a little immature, because we as users have to step up a little bit to ensure the Blab is going to be around, like Blab going to be around the next 5 years. And
you're right, Matt. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm sorry. When a big fat black guy calls me, "You fucking Jew bitch cunt," over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and that's allowed all day on Blab, and people are saying nigga this and nigga that and da 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 da. Don't come on here and tell me that Blab is doing its best to make sure that it's white and vanilla, when that's not what my understanding was. Blab, wait, yes you are. You're saying that Blab was white and vanilla, and it was a place where people come together and can talk about whatever it is they want to talk about, and you're saying that what we want to do is put on the front page how to fuck people out of as much money as we can by selling MLMs all day and buy my bullshit for $49.99 a month, and that's great. And you know what, Matt? Part of that process of bilking people who have no money out of their money is not appropriate either. So because I had somebody and I said strip, and I get it. Listen, I used to be the president of a fucking major corporation. I understand what you're saying, but it's both sides of the face. You can't have Black Lives Matter. No, you can't finish. You can't have Black Lives Matter all day long, and I put up something about being naked and I'm thrown off without any warning. I have blabs all day. I have serious blabs all day, every day.
Hey, Elise. So does this help you to know that if you write something in your title that's about somebody stripping, or about, let's talk about anal sex, these are things that we are not trying to have on the homepage. Those things will not be featured on the homepage. It doesn't mean your Blab is shut down. You have a link that you can share with your community. When you go live, your followers will be notified.
Makes perfect sense.
So you're not being censored. It's just not being featured as the front page of the thing as a business. Now, when you do have those other experiences where somebody is being hateful or is being offensive, there is a route to notify us. That's not something that we can obviously monitor what everybody says when, like you said, there is such a huge number of users on the platform all day. That's not something that we could possibly monitor at all times. And so when you're able to report it, that's the only way we can take action. So I leave you guys with that.
I get it. I appreciate that. And that makes sense.
All right.
So
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you, Sean. So Matt, I absolutely vehemently disagree with you. I don't
You
think
didn't
I
finish my
understand.
point.
Let me tell
Let
you.
me finish my point. You don't. You can't disagree with the point I didn't finish. Can I finish my point?
No.
Yes.
All right. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, I believe that Blab is a great platform right now, and they're going to be around for at least another year and a half due to like what they have going on. But if Blab wants to stick around as a platform, the users, when people come on for the first time, but like Michael Stelzner, I'm not for the first
Matt,
time.
are you
Like
trying to school me
Gary
on business?
Vaynerchuk.
Are you trying to school me on business right now?
I'm not. Let
I've been
me.
alive 5 times as
I'm
long
trying
as
to
you.
school you on getting Blab to stay around for the next 5 years.
Don't school me on fucking business, okay?
You're not letting me finish.
You
I'm
are.
not gonna.
You're insulting me. He's insulting me. I can't sit here and be insulted by somebody who's 25 years old about fucking business. I understand what it's like to run a business, okay? So what, I get that they have to put their best face on, but without everybody being even Steven and knowing what the rules are, I think it's kind of bullshit. That's all I'm saying. I'm calling bullshit because what they find is offensive and what they take off the front screen, it's not across the board offensive.
Here's the thing.
Listen, Chris, what I'm saying is I don't want, you guys would go fucking batshit crazy if I had a Jew only fucking Blab. You know that. Jews for a better business tomorrow would be fucking crazy. Jews in the financial district unite. That would be batshit.
Okay,
So
to go into the need to explain why the blacks only or black groups exist is a history lesson that we don't even need to have. And I understand your point, and I understand it being your
this is not
thought process.
okay. Listen, I'm not going to get into a whole fucking race discussion, but I'm telling you right now.
Well, that's what you're premising it on.
On an open forum, there's a forum Christian Hangout. They specifically will not allow you to challenge them and their beliefs. You're not allowed to be part of the conversation. I agree.
Then don't go in the room.
I agree.
No, and that's it.
I don't disagree.
So now, right.
I don't.
But
I'm
then
not
you should get kicked off.
I am kicked. I am not. What I am saying is, I like to know. I like transparency, right? I like to know what I'm allowed to do and what I'm not allowed to do. I won't put sex in my titles anymore because now I understand it. But I know this morning for a fact there was a Blab.im about sex, hashtag other things that are sex, all day long. I'm not the first person to have a hashtag sex on the front page of Blab in the morning.
No, and I think that Sean did a good job.
I Want to Marry a Virgin was on the front page.
Like R. Kelly. He's black.
No, I'm not accepting it. Wait, I have to refresh because I'm two people and I can't stand even one of me. Now I have two of me. Oh my God, my hands are shaking. I'm so pissed. Brandon, I'm not letting you in because then you're going to take your shirt off. And then what will happen?
All right, so now we know the rules, right?
Well, for Khan is here. For Khan, this is what I want to understand. This is what I really want to know. I want to understand Blab's mission, right? Is the mission, because listen, I understand what drives a business, right? And I understand how when you have a new user, what do you want them to feel? I want to know you know what? I don't give a shit. Blab is not that important, honestly. It's not. There's not 100,000 people here, and I don't give a fuck. And I don't know. I don't care. I really don't care.
Here's the thing. I can understand wanting to know why.
Blab, watch live conversations. Watch live conversations. The most interesting interviews, talk shows, casual hangouts, debates, discussions, and live workshops in one place, except what we deem inappropriate. And I don't like being kicked off. Nobody kicks me off when I talk to a Syrian kid. Nobody kicks me off when I bring the content that they want to use me for, right? So I'm a monkey, but if I do something once or twice, obviously this same week, I get kicked off, me. I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about some jack